All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to dismantle a really dangerous and honestly incredibly widespread assumption, the belief that simply having a human being monitor an automated system automatically guarantees safety. From algorithmic financial catastrophes to absolute aviation disasters, history keeps showing us that automation without meaningful human oversight is just a liability waiting to detonate. So we are going to unpack exactly why that is and how we desperately need to radically rethink our relationship with the machines making our highest stakes decisions.
Picture the classic modern comfort zone. We've all seen this human-in-the-loop setup, right? A person sitting calmly at a monitor, wearing a headset, just watching the data flow by. It seems super safe. But the reality is that this exact setup is actually an organizational time bomb if it's not structured correctly. Merely placing a person in front of a screen is a massive vulnerability that's cleverly disguised as a safety measure. To really get to the bottom of this, we'll look through 6 key lenses: the illusion of oversight, when human override works, disasters of disempowered humans, why mere presence fails, the 5 pillars of governance, and finally, the human-on-the-loop model.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the illusion of oversight. There's this concept that tech researchers are warning is quietly taking over the corporate world. It's called liability laundering. Pretty intense name, right? Basically, the idea is that putting a human at a desk to just rubber stamp decisions doesn't create safety. It just creates a really convenient scapegoat. Organizations will insert this nominal human review into their automated pipelines so that when things inevitably go wrong, there's a human to take the legal and reputational hit. But in reality, that human has no genuine intervention authority. They're literally just a legal shield, letting the machine completely run the show.
Moving right along to Section 2, when human override works. Let's rewind to 1983 for an absolutely incredible success story. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov is in a Soviet bunker monitoring an automated early warning satellite system. Out of nowhere, the computer reports with maximum confidence that 5 American nuclear missiles have been launched. Protocol demanded an immediate retaliatory nuclear strike. You can imagine the tension in that room must have been completely unbearable. But Petrov hesitated. He uses deep domain expertise to spot 3 logical anomalies. First, a real first strike would be hundreds of missiles, not 5. Second, the satellite system was known to be new and unreliable. And third, ground radar showed absolutely nothing. So he deliberately violated protocol and dismissed the alert as a false alarm. And he was spot on. It was just sunlight glinting off high-altitude clouds.
He later said he just had a funny feeling in his gut and didn't want to be the one responsible for starting World War III. This brilliantly hits the nail on the head for our core thesis today. No algorithm, no matter how advanced, can weigh strategic implausibility. A machine cannot deploy personal courage. That requires an expert human who's empowered to trust their intuition and actually step in to hit the brakes. Petrov saved potentially hundreds of millions of lives because he had the expertise to see the error and, crucially, the capacity to act on it.
Which brings us to Section 3, disasters of disempowered humans.
So what happens when humans are in the room, but they're totally stripped of that world-saving authority? Unlike Petrov, who could literally stop the machine in its tracks, modern corporations often build systems where humans can clearly see a disaster coming from a mile away, but they have absolutely no steering wheel to pull. They're present, sure, but they are structurally silenced by the organizational architecture.
To put that into perspective, consider this staggering number: $500 million. That is the massive write-down real estate giant Zillow had to take in 2021. Zillow built a machine learning algorithm called Zestimate to automatically buy homes at scale. But when the pandemic hit, the housing market started doing wildly unpredictable things the algorithm had never been trained on. The algorithm basically went on an automated shopping spree. Now, Zillow had real estate experts on staff who smelled a bubble. They flagged the insanely aggressive pricing. But guess what? Those experts had no formal mechanism to interrupt the automated purchasing. The machine literally didn't have an override button for them. The algorithm just ignored the humans, bought 18,000 overpriced homes, and 2,000 people ended up losing their jobs as a result.
But even more devastating is this number, 346. That's the tragic number of fatalities in the Boeing 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019. The contrast between these two stories is absolutely vital. Zillow was a structural software failure. Boeing, on the other hand, was an active cultural suppression of experts. Senior engineers formally raised alarms about manufacturing deviations and unsafe conditions way before the catastrophes. But the corporate architecture willfully suppressed and retaliated against the engineers who were desperately trying to sound the alarm. Having humans in the loop is completely meaningless if the organizational culture treats human oversight as just a pesky obstacle to revenue. That takes us to Section 4, why mere presence fails.
You really have to ask, why do incredibly smart organizations keep making this exact same mistake? Well, a lot of it boils down to simple human psychology and fatigue. Just look at this cybersecurity data from the Ponemon Institute. 44% of high-volume security teams just start ignoring alerts altogether. Why? Because the sheer volume of algorithmic flagging completely degrades human motivation. Think about it. If a human has to click approve on 300 identical-looking alerts every single hour, they aren't providing genuine oversight anymore. They've just been transformed into an unthinking extension of the machine itself.
This kind of psychological drift actually has a formal name: the normalization of deviance. Sociologist Diane Vaughan coined it when studying the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. Think about how quickly you ignore a car alarm going off on your street. If you see anomalies repeatedly, like a daily flood of software warnings, and no immediate crash happens, your brain just accepts that deviance as totally normal. The threshold for what alarms you completely erodes, effectively erasing the human oversight altogether.
All right, let's look at solutions in Section 5, 5 Pillars of Governance.
So, how do we actually fix this? How do we stop treating safety and compliance as just a checkbox exercise? Leading researchers generally agree that you absolutely need 5 structural pillars. 1. Expertise. The human must genuinely understand the domain inside and out. 2. Transparency. No secret black boxes. 3. Intervention capability. We're talking frictionless override authority. 4. Psychological safety. Zero punishment for whistleblowers. And 5. Organizational response. When an expert pulls the alarm, there has to be a documented, ironclad process to address it. Without all 5 of these, you don't really have safety, you just have organizational theater. And that brings us to our final section, Part 6, Human on the Loop. Putting all this together leads to a major evolution in how we actually structure teams to achieve those 5 pillars. We are witnessing a massive shift away from the traditional human-in-the-loop model, where a person just gets completely burned out trying to manually review thousands of individual automated alerts. Instead, forward-thinking organizations are adopting a human-on-the-loop architecture. In this setup, human experts operate at a meta-level. They design, audit, and recalibrate the algorithm's boundaries rather than fruitlessly chasing its outputs. They only step in when the system drifts outside of its carefully defined parameters. And honestly, the results of this shift are incredible. Take the banking sector's fight against financial fraud, for example. By elevating their human experts to calibrate the models, instead of forcing them to mindlessly click through a never-ending flood of alerts, one mid-tier European bank saw a massive 65% reduction in false positives. Even better, they drastically improved the actual quality of the suspicious activity reports they sent to regulators. They let the machine handle the volume, and they let the humans handle the judgment. It's a total game changer. I want to leave you with a crucial, slightly provocative thought to take back to your own teams. Take a hard look at your own systems and ask yourself, are your human experts actually empowered to stop the machine, or are they just there laundering liability for the algorithm? Because as we've seen throughout this explainer, mere presence is definitely not protection. If your human oversight isn't built with real authority and psychological safety, you aren't managing risk, you're just waiting for a disaster.